Hi Leah, how you going? Thought I'd just go through your work quickly, tell you what I think about it. Looks great. Just the main thing which grabs my attention is probably in moments like this, you can see here that the weight is very much not over that foot. Ideally you'd want to have your foot here, have the leg a bit more over, so that there's some kind of balance. So you can imagine that's your center line of balance, so that if this was staying still like a flamingo, then it would be balanced over the foot. So I probably want to move the whole body across a little bit, so there's more of a, let me just erase that, move the body a little bit more, even just subtle change of weight over that leg, so that there's more of a feeling of weight shift, which you'd experience at the transition point. So when you're in the contact pose, it should be nice and balanced in between. And again, it's not quite as noticeable because of the camera angle here, so that's fine, that reads well. And that's the main thing, it has to read. It's not so much about whether it's right or not right, it's about whether it reads. So here, potentially as well, just maybe a little bit more of an angle, a little bit more of a shift of the weight across to the side there, so it's not entirely feeling like it's going to fall over this way. The feet are fantastic, you're doing a really good job with the feet. It's just, as I said before, when you get to this position it feels a little bit off balance and you want to try and make it feel on balance again. And again here, potentially, again, it's not so strong here, but the feeling of wanting that to fall over. Another thing that they'll teach you when you get later on is that when you have that off balance position, so you've got your off balance here, one of two things will happen. You'll either get your weight, you'll see the center line either shifting upwards if it's a big heavy character, or you're more likely is that the weight's actually going to shift downwards, so you feel that there's a compensation. This side goes up, this side goes down when you're in the weight bearing. So you may find that there's a little bit of a shift across, because that's allowing that leg to go up and this allows that leg to come across. That's bent, so it's still going to work, but if you have that slight bend in the width and in the waist, that's going to help you a bit. So yeah, other than that, that looks pretty cool. Let me look at your sketchbook. Sketches are all really nice. I like that. Let me have a think about this for a second. So yeah, the main thing is that you've got this line going through the body there. That's good to keep that nice and strong. Here as well, that's a good line through the body there. Having tried to do that just recently, just to get a bottle from the top shelf, the one thing that I did feel was this side here, the shoulder. So I think that this drawing here is getting it much better, but you want to have a continuous flow through that line, the strong line of action, because you're really pushing that, and possibly even to have that foot a little bit further forward and have that line go straight up into the wrist. Here, that's good, there's a strong line of action through there, and you want to have that, that's great. And the weight is good, so that's fine. This is a tricky one. No, I think your drawings are great. I think everything's good. You've got the main idea is that you've got your possibly there, if that's your upwards position. And tightrope walking is a bit funny as well, because the whole reason that you can be up there is that you manage to distribute your weight across there. So this sort of hand out to the side there could be fatal if he's on top of here, unless he has something which is going to counterbalance him on the opposite side. So just be careful there. And if this is the pose there, I would tend to say that the head's going to be a little bit more, that line can be pushed a little bit more off to the side there, if that's the way it's seen, because at the moment I feel like it could fall over to this side. And lastly, let me just look at this one here, just put it into the frame.
Well, good news there, buddy boy.
That's my avast. Okay, so here, same thing. I would probably want to see the body more curved across, so that if this is the rule that they kept saying to us, that if you look at the center of your neck, that should kind of sit over the foot, or at least if you would imagine this as a mass. I know the umbrella doesn't weigh very much, which is another issue. Because the umbrella doesn't weigh anywhere near as much as an arm, you may even want to consider having the arm even further out to the side to make this balance, because visually it balances, but they're just the things that I think about when I look at that. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just completely wrong. I think that it looks good from first view, and I think that that's probably my biggest problem myself, is that I tend to be a little bit too analytical. That it looks fine from first reading, then I start thinking about things. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just a load of nonsense, but it's my load of nonsense. So there you go. Anyway, I've really enjoyed being your peer buddy for this semester. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas in Berlin. Wonderful place. I've never been there. I wouldn't mind being there. I've been to Frankfurt and other places in Germany. But anyway, viel Gruß, as I think they say. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you around. Have a lovely Christmas and New Year. Bye.